such an asshole.
Hello everybody, an interesting one. I love Clarey Test requests on fictional characters. We did Indiana Jones. Who else? Did we do Han Solo? Is there a Harrison Ford skit we went on? I know we did Indiana Jones, but then there are a couple other interesting characters we did. So now here we have another one. Hair and ass cheeks. I love it. This gal, she busts my balls all the time. She gets some good ones in. I will pay you money to go on YouTube and Clarey Test the fictional characters June and Ward Cleaver from Leave It to Beaver. Now make like a prostitute and name your price chop chop. So, and I said, okay, look, I remember a couple things about Leave It to Beaver, but they may not have a lot on there. So let's start. So in other words, we may have to extrapolate and assume some things about June and Ward. So here we go. June Cleaver. June Evelyn Bronson Cleaver is the principal character in the American television sitcom Leave It to Beaver. June and her husband Ward are often invoked as the archetypical suburban parents of the 1950s. The couple are parents of two sons, Wally and Beaver. Wally is 12, in the 8th grade. Beaver is 7. Episodes follow, June is played by Barbara Billingsley in both the pilot, It's a Small World, and in the original television series. Billingsley also played a character in the reunion movie about it. It's kind of funny, you see Barbara Billingsley show up in like a lot of 40s and 50s films, like, hey, that Mrs. Cleaver. And then Ward Cleaver, Hugh Beaumont is the actor. He played in, you think Ward Cleaver, nice guy. Watch Double Indemnity. He plays a bad guy. You're like, ooh, bad guy. All right, so let's take a look at the character overview. Let's look at the early life. Hopefully this is a lot. June's birthplace is mentioned in one episode as East St. Louis. Well, it's not East St. Louis anymore. While Ward is teasing her about her upbringing, and they are discussing how they met. June attended boarding school as a youngster and was captain of the school's basketball team. At one point in her young years, she was a student at Cornelia Rayburn, the principal of Beaver's school. It is implied that June had an affluent upper-middle income class brain contrasted with Ward's middle-class childhood. All right, good. We're winning right here already. So June Cleaver gets a point, coming from upper-middle class, which may in part account for June's fastidious and fashionable clothing taste throughout the series. Or it's just the 50s and women dressed fucking nice. How about that? And they weren't fucking morbidly obese land whales. June mentions that she was taught a formal curtsy in the event that she married a diplomat. And Aunt Martha frequently proudly refers to their common Bronson lineage. Yeah, we don't mention the Clarey lineage in our family. I don't know, apparently we didn't come from Ireland. No, thought we did. Apparently not. Painfully not. We're from Spain and Scandinavia. Yes, I don't know how. June mentions her father occasionally. He was a practical man. Buying an opal ring, Okay, so, June Cleaver. They attended state college together. June kept her maiden name Bronson. Whoa, as a teen, June knew and dated Ward Cleaver, a farmer's son. Boy, Ward's coming up great on the Clarey Test. The two attended state college together. June kept her maiden name Bronson as one of her middle names after marrying Ward. Hyphenated name, no kidding. Oh, he's a good student, popular Beaver, I'm trying to figure out how she ever worked. But I have that answer. June is dedicated to her family, her interests in social activity, weddings, needlepoint cake decorating, high total taste from women's magazines in one episode. Slightly formal, relatives. We should do one on it. We should have done Eddie Haskell. That's what we should have fucking done. We should have done one on Eddie Haskell. Okay, I think we got enough here. Yeah, the occupation is homemaker. All right. Does she come from wealth? Yes. Did she major in something stupid? We don't know, but it will not apply, because if June Cleaver was a mom in the 50s, that meant she probably went to school in the 40s even. And if any degree back then was a good degree, we weren't just shipping kids out to rape them of their money in college back then like we did today. So I don't think June or Ward or her can get points for worthless degrees. Does she have real-world working experience? Yes. She's a mother. That's a real job. No matter what feminist and Hillary Clinton will say, being a mom, or stay-at-home parent in general, is a real job. I have nieces. They love me. They do whatever I say. They're still a pain in the ass, and I spend like an hour with them. I'm like, holy shit. And they don't leave. Like, for the parents, I mean, anyway. I get to leave. They're gone. It's an hour. You know, there you see you. Yeah, here's some cake and ice cream and food. Now go torture your parents. You can't leave them alone. You got to be with them all the time. So being a parent, mother, father, but certainly stay-at-home mother, that is a real job. So she does have real-world work experience. And then finally, what does she do for a living now? Well, she's dead. But I would imagine she probably was a housekeeper. If we're going to go with the standard 1950, you know, they're going to mock the 50s. She didn't run off and get her. She didn't run off after the kids left for school to find herself and take a whirlwind tour and did the, not 30 Shades of Grey. Love Parade. She didn't do that. She probably stayed at home, supported Ward. Ward probably supported her. They got a pension. They drove around America in a silver Twinkie Airstream RV. So the only real thing that June's got against her is she came from wealth. But again, that's not her fault. So she gets a point of 1. That's still a very good score on the Clarey Test. Should she run for public office? Absolutely, she should. And should would I like to have a beer with Mrs. Cleaver? Of course. Probably be tea instead. And it'd be probably an equal exchange. I would not sit there in anticipation, hanging and clinging on every word. So I'd kind of do that. Now, where's his name? Ward Cleaver. All right, Ward, we already know he doesn't come from wealth. He went to college, but it doesn't matter what he did. I also know that in one of the episodes, Ward was a surveyor in World War II. So he did have real-world working experience. He obviously has a real job. It's not government. I think, what is his career? Let's look this up. Ward Cleaver is the fictional character in the American television sitcom Leave It to Beaver, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, booty-booty-boo, booty-booty-boo. Hugh Beaumont portrays Ward in the series and directed... oh, he did! He directed several episodes. Interesting. Plays Ward in a series, It's a Small World, Leave It to Beaver. Okay, background. Ward is a farmer's son, does not come from wealth. Shaker Heights, the actual location, Ohio, which is also a suburb called Mayfield. Ward attended prep school as a veteran of World War II. Served as a surveyor for the Seabees. State college graduate, majoring in philosophy. Oh boy, he got underneath the old man's clause there. Member of fraternity and responsible white-collar professional and upstanding citizen. Ward met his future wife. When they were teens, the two dated in college. They married, became parent of 2 sons. And da-da-da-da-da. All right, so... Didn't come from wealth. Didn't major in something stupid because you couldn't have back in those days. Real-world working experience, yes. What is he doing now? Retired or dead? Ward gets a perfect score. Should Ward run for office? Yes, he should. He absolutely should. Would I like to have a beer with Ward Cleaver? Absolutely. And again, I don't know if I'd hinge on every word he had to say, but in today's world, by God, you could have June and Ward Cleaver go on speaking circuits and tell people how to not be themselves and actually be productive members of society and not screw up their children and not get divorced and the merits of the nuclear family. It'd be edgy. That'd be truly independent minded. That'd be truly cutting edge, cutting envelope stuff. But you guys all think debauchery and the nuclear family is square, man. You guys are all looking at your vaginas and your jamokes. Oh, what does it mean? Oh, I feel. So yeah, he gets a 0 perfect score. But again, fictional characters, and even I will admit the 50s were not exactly perfect like that. But yeah, so that's it. So 1 and a 0. Would love to go a dinner date. I would love to go on a dinner date with them. They make a great couple for a double date. So that's about it. All right, Captain's got to get more work done here. More asshole consulting. We'll catch you kids later. Toodles.